Hi everyone, this is the review that a lot of you have been waiting for. It's the Oracle of the Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish deck review. The artwork is by the artist Selena Fennick, I hope I'm saying that right. And it is a very, very beautiful deck. It's taken me a while to do this review because, oh my gosh, the past 5 months have just gone by so quickly, and I can't believe that I have a 5-month-old now. And that this deck came out in April in the U.S. So I had special ordered it, and then I was actually able to read the guidebook through, which I love to do with Lucy Cavendish's guidebooks. And then I just started working with it immediately and using it with clients actually quite a bit. I have found that this deck really loves to do readings for people in settings where, you know, it's like it's an open house and oh, here's a free reading as well, and so people kind of stop in and they get readings if they're interested, and it's a mini reading, so it gives them a little bit of a reading, but not enough to scare them if they're really nervous about tarot and oracle cards. And this deck really loves to be in that setting and give clear messages and actually strong messages in a really kind way, because the artwork is definitely deep, but it's not overpowering. So this is the guidebook, and I can't find the box. I saved the box for this review, but it's gone. It didn't want to come today. It must be in Ireland or something because it's nowhere in the house. So the box has the same image. And the inside of the box is blue, I believe. And I found that this deck really likes to work with, for me anyhow, ocean jasper, coral fossil. Please don't purchase your coral. And she talks about that in this guidebook, and it's something that I feel so strongly about, and I talked about this in my owl hinge video, and part 2 of that's coming up soon. But it's just please don't purchase it. I only ever have found coral, and it's usually a friend of mine who winters in Florida, and he will pick some up and gift it to me. And so that's how I get my coral. I don't purchase harvested coral. I know, witchy blurb aside. Yeah, so coral fossil, ocean jasper, rose quartz, carnelian, and larimar I found really work very well an accompaniment to this deck, especially when reading for other people. So as always with Lucy, the guidebook is freaking amazing. It's 158 pages of the actual book. So, and I'm just going to give you and you can see that I've highlighted, there's the little card image, keywords, and then there's a section about the mythology associated with the deck, the reversal meaning, that's Vincent, and then there's a whole section on the divination. Oops, that's the other side, I'm sorry. No, that's right side. 4 hours sleep last night, people. Okay, so then this is the whole divination section. So it's really thorough. You get a lot of the mythology and background, which I just talked about in my Gods and Titans and Goddesses and Sirens Oracle deck review. I really appreciate that with Oracle decks. So hurrah for Lucy Cavendish and her amazing guidebooks. I think I love every single one of her decks that I have, and I think I have all but 1 or 2. They're so insightful and amazing and loving and beautiful and very feminine, and I really appreciate that. So that being said, there are some men that show up in this deck, so it's not just a feminine energy. Here's one of them, and this is Experiments. As you can see, there is a few sentences that tell you about the card below. I would consider this a masculine energy, not a man, but masculine energy. Here's another one, Soul Cage. Yearning has a man as well. And actually card number 10, Honor the Masculine, which is about respecting men, has a merman on it, and I really like that one a lot. Vulnerability has a male figure. Let me just see if there are any other men. So you can see that there's a representation of men. Oh, here we go. Air has a male figure in it as well. Make sure you can see that. Absolutely love the artist I will express a few things that I'm not necessarily absolutely in love with about this deck. And I'm going to be right back and I'll show you my favorites and my least favorites in the deck. Okay, so I'm going to share. Yeah. So I'm going to share. I'm just going to move my second. Okay. I'm going to share one of my gripes about this deck, and it's not a major gripe, it's just a little gripe that I have. She uses a mixture of her original like watercolor work and acrylic work, and I'll show you an example of that. Hold on, let me just grab, just saw you. Okay, here's a good example. In Endurance, you can see that. And then she also does, however, the newer work, which is, I don't know how you would say it, by computer or whatever, however, whatever the technical term is for that. Okay, so I actually prefer the digital images. But I really love and enjoy both, but I don't like them together in the deck. It does a little bit kind of throw that off for me, my flow once I get going. And let me just show you like how that can happen. Okay, so here are the digital, the whatever images, right, on either side. And then I've got that in the middle. For some reason, like I've got this like kind of liquid flow feeling, and then I've got this more organic feeling. And I love the organic feeling, please don't get me wrong, but I don't like it. I don't like the mixture. I want it either or for this deck, really, to be completely honest with you. So that'd be my one gripe. And the images that I'm not necessarily in love with are usually those images. I wanted something a lot more for Atlantis than that, to be honest with you. I just did. And some of the newer images I don't necessarily love either. Time Out is not my favorite image, even though I think it definitely expresses the point. I really don't have a whole lot of gripes about cards that I don't like. Like I said, it's pretty much just those images that kind of stick out like a sore thumb for me. In Sisterhood, I feel like the mermaids are too small in that picture. So let me talk about the cards that I really loved, because that's pretty much it. I mean, that's not a lot for ones that I wasn't in love with, and I didn't hate any of the cards in the deck. My absolute favorite image is the Selkie and her skin. Okay, that card, this image is just so... If I were to be a mermaid, I would be this mermaid. That's how I feel. Absolutely beautiful and amazing. I just can't. There's just not enough words. I loved this image. Drift. Coral's Wisdom. And this is actually one of her older images that kind of throws me off, but I actually really love this one, and I think it would make a beautiful tattoo. Farewell to the Moon. I love Visions. So does Vincent. Imrama. Let me just show you a few of the other ones that I really, really absolutely love. I love the cover image for the guidebook and the case. So pretty. Fertility is gorgeous. And having just been pregnant, that one and Lemuria Returns just really, you know, struck a beautiful chord with me and just really were nice to have included in the deck. And there's Beauty. And again, just to show this one again, I love that one. I think that imagery is so vivid and real. This is probably my second favorite image in the deck, Divine Sensuality. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful. This artist is so gifted and talented. Time and Tide. So like I said, it just kind of throws me off because you have this kind of flow and seamlessness, and then there's that more organic feel. And so it just throws me off a little bit. Sanctuary. This is like so me too. And my other favorite card is Water Flight with the whales. Oh, and Yamaya. with the baby. Just love that one right now. So those are some of the images that really spoke to me either way, as far as liking, loving, hating, not liking type of thing. And as I said, there aren't really any images that I hate in this deck. I think she picked the perfect artist for this, for the feel of this deck. And I think that the artist is able to get across the feeling of the card's, you know, written meaning very well without needing to use a lot of symbols and signs and things like that. So that's really amazing. So as far as reading it goes, my experience has been that it's a very lovingly energetic deck. It's also a very sexual deck, which I really enjoy and I think is a lot of fun, and it's nice to have a deck like that that's not so, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but so like kind of love and light that there isn't any room for anything else. So I really, really appreciate that this deck allows for sexuality and for that part of the human experience. So I'm just so thankful that I was able to get this deck and that I was able to order it and get it really quickly when it first came out. Like I said, it reads really well. This deck likes to work with other people, and as I've said before, I have some decks that are like really just for me, but this deck, it really likes to go with me on readings, and it really likes to work in group settings. It reaches out really well to people that are really nervous and uncomfortable getting a reading, but they want to try it and yet they're a little scared. It works really, really, really well for that. It's just, it's very fluid, and the feel of it is soft and feminine, but not too cutesy. So it just plays across the lines well for masculine and feminine beings. And I just love that to Lucy, and because I feel the same way, these beings are real, not just mythology, not just myth, not just a way that we express our relationship to different energies. So I really, really love that she does that, and I really appreciate that about her. And like I said, this deck just reminds me a lot of my son, because I got it when he was first here, very first, you know, first month with him. And he's also a Pisces, and he's a water sign, and I believe whale is his totem. So at least that's been our experience so far. So it just really reminds me of him, and I really love working with it just for that fact. So thank you all for watching. Again, absolutely love this deck, especially if you're working with the water element. It is an amazing deck to have. So if you're trying to get to know that element and get closer to that, this is a great way to do that. It covers the entirety of the human experience, so you're going to get an answer for any question you have with this Oracle deck. And Lucy Cavendish created it, so it's pretty much amazing. And so I would purchase it just for that fact. I mean, I really, really, really love her decks, and I love her guidebooks. So definite big thumbs up on this one if you're considering getting it. And hopefully the artwork speaks to you, and if you do purchase it, you end up loving it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.